Folks, welcome back, and today we're going to be doing something that I think is very exciting. We're going to be watching some leaked footage of the new Avengers movie trailer, Avengers Doomsday, coming out next December. And this is coming out, this footage, that album that we're going to watch today, one of them is coming out this weekend with Avatar Fire and Ash. It is the first of 4 teaser trailers that will play in theaters. There will be 3 about different characters. We'll get into that later. The 4th one will be the full-length, I think a full-length, like minute-long teaser trailer. Maybe the 3 of them combined. I'm sure it won't be much. So this is something I got from my sources at Marvel Studios. They've always been good to me. I don't want to give them away who exactly they are, he or she. They've always been good to me. I've always been good to them. So they sent this along. They sent this my way because they know if the people, this is where the people are going to want to see it. This is the pulse of the people, and that's what they know at Marvel Studios. So I think we're just going to get right to it. I don't want to play it. I thought about posting it. I thought about clickbaity title, posting it, trying to drive the clicks, but I mean, I think I just would have gotten pulled right away. I asked, and I mean, that was the response from everyone. So I'm just going to watch it and I'm going to describe it. I'm going to turn it up all the way. It's terrible quality. I don't even want to risk showing it, but it literally looks like a camcorder recording of a camcorder movie, like a camcorder recording. It doesn't look good. So we start on a house. The thumbnail is a house, the shot of a house. It is the Steve Rogers house from the end of Avengers Endgame, the one that he's living in. It is his house. We got him stepping off a motorcycle. He kicks out the stand, puts his helmet on. We got the theme, obviously. You can hear the theme. He's walking in the house. They're not showing him. It's just a guy walking in, but it's Steve Rogers. Chris Evans. It's of age Chris Evans. And he's looking at his Captain America suit. Oh my God. He's thinking about the past. He's looking at the helmet. I don't think he has the shield. And now, oh my God, what's he holding? He's holding a baby. They're like cutting to black and showing all these. He's holding the baby, and I think his wife's just looking over his shoulder too. I never loved the wife. I might get into that. No, he's alone. But I never loved that whole, his romantic storyline. Yeah, he's just looking at the baby, smiling. That's pretty much all that's happening. And then Steve Rogers. Black screen, white text. Steve Rogers will return in Avengers Doomsday. December 2026, Avengers logo and a countdown. Let's do the other one, I guess. Let's just do them both. So this one, the first one is about Captain America. I feel like a dork calling him Steve Rogers, but I'm doing an Avengers trailer breakdown, so obviously I'm a freaking dork. The first one's Steve Rogers. The second one is going to be Dr. Doom, who's going to be played by Robert Downey Jr. And you might be thinking, thought we saw him as Iron Man. And you're right, but this is just, what we'll get into later, some creative bankruptcy from Marvel Studios. And the third one will be Thor. The 4th one will be the full length one or whatever. They'll probably just smash them all together. So this one, I don't even know if it's worse quality. This one I just got 7 seconds of. They couldn't get much, but I just got 7 seconds of. So it begins with a man in a green suit standing outside of that Steve Rogers house. It's not the best quality, but I mean, just from a lighting perspective, it looks like we're getting some commercial quality direction from the Russos. That's my fault. So this is clearly like the end of the music, clearly built, obviously. It's hit a point. It probably shows, I imagine the beginning of this teaser is like a sports car pulling up, a man stepping out of, a guy with a suit stepping out and walking up. And we pick it up with a man with a green suit walking up to the house. The music's starting to rise. Knock on the door. Captain America opens it. And when he opens the door, it's Robert Downey Jr. from behind wearing the green suit. So we don't actually see him, but I mean, it's a guy in a green suit. It's a Dr. Doom when we know it's him. So he knocks on the door, and then when he answers the door, he's turned like this. So like he's gonna plant it so he can be like, "Hello, Rogers," or something like that. Like, how lame is that? That's just so stupid. Anyway. So yeah, my thoughts on this is just shows right away, right from the teaser trailers they're showing, we got nothing. We're going right back to it. We did the big finale They did Avengers Endgame 7 years ago, and they said this is the new era. This is the dawn of a new age. That was the Infinity Saga. This is the whatever it was called. The Multiverse Saga. How lame is that? The Infinity Saga is lame, but it sounds cool. It has some bite to it. If you're going to have a nerdy name for a saga, that's cool. The Multiverse Saga is stupid. Yeah, I just think this just shows how creatively bankrupt the Russo brothers and Marvel Studios as a whole are. The fact that they're going back to these characters, to these actors, when they left things as they left them. Actually, I had something here that I wanted to watch. No, I actually didn't want to watch. I figured it was like 4 minutes long. I watched the ending of Avengers Endgame after I watched those. I watched the last like 4 minutes. And the way they leave things with Captain America, it's just like, yep, he goes back to his family and he's happy and that's it. So now they're just doing like a never mind. Like that's it. Like they're just doing like a never mind storytelling. Like everything that we said, that whole ending there, actually it's not happening. They do that a lot with like legacy sequels, like 30 years after like sequels to like 20-year-old movies. It's like, oh, we had that big emotional ending, but actually never mind, we have to get back to it. And I mean, it's just creatively bankrupt. I think I already said that. It's just completely stupid. It's so dumb. The fact they couldn't come up with anything better, the fact that they have to do this, it speaks to how the last 7 years have gone for the studio. Let me look at the list of, I didn't write them down, the list of movies since Avengers Endgame. Did this thing die? You're kidding me. No, it didn't. But I'm going to sound off on my Mac right now. And I always felt like that, like I feel like an asshole saying that, like, oh yeah, my Mac. But like, no, it's lame. It's not a great laptop. But I think this is just old and like 5 years old, and I don't charge it all the time. It dies for months at a time. But every time I have to use it, I have to manually change the date and time. Like I used it to get everything going. And 20 minutes later, I went back to it. I had to refresh the page, and it was like, nope, you gotta reset the date and time because it's not working. Completely ridiculous. The thing sucks. It's absolutely awful. I think I want to get a glass or a coffee mug. That's classier. Anyone see that game last? Avengers Endgame, April of 2019, and then Spider-Man Far From Home is in that Infinity Saga. So it's almost like they wanted to throw that in there because it's like the last good movie. They knew that they were going to Black Widow, Shang-Chi, and Eternals. So they were like, let's just count Far From Home as the Infinity Saga. So it's a clean separation of the good and the bad. So like I said, the Multiverse Saga starts off with those three. Spider-Man No Way Home, another creatively bankrupt movie that at the time I enjoyed the hell out of watching, but I haven't watched it since. Could you imagine watching that at home? It looks awful. It doesn't look, I remember it not looking great in the theater, but I was excited and I was happy to see it, and it was a great theatrical experience, but a terrible movie. Doctor Strange 2, I thought it sucked. Thor Love and Thunder, everyone thought it sucked. Black Panther 2, I thought it sucked. Ant-Man 3, I liked it more than most people did. I didn't think it was any good. I thought it looked like absolute piss, but I thought I didn't have the worst time there. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, made by now their number one rival. Very good. That's like, I'm not going to try to make a comparison. I almost walked myself into the worst comparison. Captain America 2, didn't see it. Deadpool and Wolverine, I think an absolute sin. I think one of the most offensive, shameful movies. And maybe not even just everything that's wrong with, and I'm not even going to do a whole thing. We're not going to make it the Deadpool thing. Captain America Brave New World, awful. Thunderbolts, pretty terrible. I hated it more than most. Fantastic Four, I didn't see that. That just spoke to the state of the studio. The fact that I had no interest. The Fantastic Four, something that the Marvel nerds, and I was always into the movies, but the real nerds of the nerds, like made it sound like it was cool, and they would talk it up, and it seemed cool. Fantastic Four, the power seemed cool. It was like a super family. That's a cool idea, and the movie looked cool, but it came out. And I had no interest. And I mean, you could just say like, hey, yeah, that's not really the movie's fault. That's just your fault. You're the asshole that didn't go see it. But I'd go see everything. I saw Eddington 2 or 3 times in the theater. I saw Superman twice in the theater. I didn't go see Fantastic Four. That's a complete indictment on the Fantastic Four. Let me look at the box office numbers. And the fact that they called it the Fantastic Four, the first steps, it's just ugly, it's clunky, it stinks. Sorry. $521 million. It's not bad. Thunderbolts. We're gonna bounce around here. I should probably be picking up pace. 382 million. You can't even really look at the previous, like the 2019 numbers, because those are completely inflated. But the fact that a well-received movie isn't even getting the people to go see a well-received movie like Fantastic Four with an IP that was supposed to be untapped, not untapped, but untapped as far as being good, and people had a hunger for it. The fact that that didn't go bafa bobo and make a ton of money at the box office was a warning sign. And I'm going back to this thing. Just keep it on my lap. It probably died. Why do I have to enter my password every time? That's another problem with this thing. Yeah, the only movies on their slate are Spider-Man 4, which is not even technically Marvel Studios. I think it actually technically is. Avengers Doomsday, Avengers Secret War. Plural. And Blade, of course. I'm sure that's coming up. But to bring it back, the fact that all those movies in between Avengers Endgame and the newest Avengers movie, they went 7 years between Avengers movies. They never did that before. That makes sense as as far as a new era goes. But when they were starting the previous era, they did Iron Man in 2008 and the first Avengers movie in 2012. You know what? We started this era in 2021 and the Avengers movies in 2026. That's not a different amount of time. That's not a dissimilar amount of time. And there's a hell of a lot more movies in that time period. So the fact that they couldn't get a team together in that time period, and given they don't have Robert Downey Jr., I don't want to bail them out, but they caught lightning in a bottle there. And they nailed, I guess, the other... Not really. They didn't even nail the other casting. They didn't even nail all of it. It was just the fact that it was all good enough. The Avengers movie was good enough. That first phase, those early Marvel movies, were all just good enough. It was just cool to see these characters. I wasn't interested in them at the time, but when I did watch them, I was into them. And it was cool enough to see. Yeah, they did a good enough job. But these last 7 years, they really just haven't. It's like a sports team goes all in and wins the championship. Like the Warriors in 2022. Let's say Curry retired, Klay Thompson retired, Draymond Green retires. And then 5 years later, they suck. They don't bring anyone in. They're just walking in place. Everyone they bring in sucks. They can't develop anyone. And then they call everyone back and they're like, hey, Steph, Klay, and Draymond, you want to come back? And sure, yeah, they'll come back and people will go see them. The fans will come and see them. But the quality's not going to be there. That's what that's like. As far as these Marvel movies go, sure. People are going to go see them. It's going to make every single tweet I saw making fun of these clips was laughing at it and also saying, either prefacing or saying after, that they're going to see it opening weekend. I'm going to see it opening weekend. I'm going to see it more so from a curiosity. I'm trying to make excuses. I go see everything, but yeah, I'm going to go see this movie opening weekend. I'm I'm not some nerd that wants to see it. That's going to see it because I have to. But there's going to be a bunch of people that go see this. This is probably going to make, and we'll do the box office, the whole predictions later. It's going to make a ton of money, but the quality is going to not be there. I did this yesterday, I think, or whenever I did it. I think it was yesterday with Zootopia 2, and I was talking to Nora about that. And the Disney animation, the money might be there, but the quality isn't going to be there, and I don't know how sustainable that is. If they're bringing back everyone for these two Avengers movies, what's going to happen December 22nd, 2027, when Avengers Secret War is already in theaters? Where are they going to go from there? They're not going to use these... Are they going to use these heroes, these old heroes? Are they going to bring them back just to put over the newer heroes again and to try to give them the rub? I don't know if that'll work, and I don't think Robert Downey Jr. is going to put anyone over. I don't think that Chris Evans is going to want to go out on his back. I don't think Robert Downey Jr. is either. He did not go out on his back. He got the win, which I think they just haven't nailed anything. It's been misstep after misstep. You go through that stretch. None of those movies are fun. None of those movies are rewatchable in these last 5 years. Even the directors, it's like they're just whiffing on the hires. I don't want to even look at that. It's just terrible. I don't know how many different ways I can say it. It sucks. It blows. They're in a very bad spot. This is a studio I'm ashamed to admit at this point that I loved when I was in high school. I was very into these movies right around in between Infinity War and Endgame. I hadn't seen a Marvel movie before Black Panther in theaters. And then the second one I saw was Infinity War. And after that, I was like, whoa. And that movie's awesome. And Infinity War is awesome. And a lot of those movies are really good. And even the ones that are just decent, they're at least like rewatchable enough. You can see the joy. You can see the appeal. And they printed money. Everything made money. You'd be stunned to see the numbers in those. I should have printed those out. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, I was really into them, was my point. The year in between Infinity War and Endgame, I got super into these movies. And then why was I saying that? What was my point? My point now, I guess. Oh, yeah, like I can see... I don't know. I have no idea what point I was trying to make there. But I will say that I see the appeal for the dorks. If this came out when I was in high school, when I was a Marvel dork, and this was like my end game, I guess I wouldn't have gotten into it if they were this bad. But let's just play that game. And if I was into it, I could see why people would be excited about this. It's nice, but like it's not going to be good. It's going to suck. They're completely retconning the whole ending that he already got. Captain America's character already got. Not that that offends me. It's just stupid. Do you not have some is there no integrity in this business, folks? I mean, come on. But yeah, as far as the box office goes, I do think it's gonna. I don't have any predictions. I already kind of hit on that it's obviously gonna make a ton of money. Let me look at the release date. Because there was a time, I don't know if Dune is officially moved, but there was a time where they were going to open like head to head. Dune. I do not want to run out of storage. I will be so mad if I run out of storage. Dune Part 3 is December 18th. Avengers Doomsday. December 18th. It's going to make more money than Dune. That feels like a given. Is there any chance it doesn't? If Marty Supreme's a monster, the Marty Supreme will be a variable in this Avengers Doomsday situation, because if it's a complete monster, if it's a phenomenon as far as money goes, Chalamet is God as far as Hollywood goes. It's not even just like in the eyes of folks like me, it's just like he's officially made as the top guy. And if that's carrying Dune Part 3, it won't make more money than Avengers Doomsday. But I think it could dent the box office. I think it's gonna move off that release date. But if it stays there, I think it could definitely put a hole in that box office. Let's look at what else comes around there. And I think like we saw with just recently with Wicked for Good, or Wicked No Good, as I would call it. The opening weekend was there. The opening weekend was bigger than Wicked Part 1. The excitement was there. I think the excitement will be there with Avengers Doomsday. But the legs aren't there. The hold is not as strong. I think it fell off like 60-70% its second weekend, which is not good. Violent Night 2. The only person asking for that is my dumb brother. Jumanji: The Next Level. Jumanji 3, December 11th. That's going to get crushed by Avengers. That's not going to be any good, obviously. I mean, kids do like those movies, but when was Jumanji: The Next Level? 2019? So what, if you're 8 years old when you saw that movie, you're 15 now. No, I'm not going to see that. Mom, leave me alone. That's me doing it with the kids. And then Angry Birds Movie 3 is also, I mean, do kids play Angry Birds? Not that I should know that. Danny McBride's in those movies? Good for him. Psalm West? Jesus Christ. Nikki Glazer. Why is Nikki Glazer in that? Why are they doing that? Marcelo Hernandez. Kids don't know who that is. James Austin Johnson. Who even is that? Just a random guy on SNL. Oh, he played. I think he played Trump. What? That doesn't matter. There's a point where Shrek was supposed to come out this December as well, which would have been a bloodbath. I say all of that, including mentioning Marcelo Hernandez, just to say that there's a world where if this movie isn't good, that it doesn't make so much money. I don't know. It's gonna make so much money. Does it have that kind of? Will it have that kind of carry a year from now? Like I said, the talks are, even as the people who are making fun of it are saying they're going to see it. The dorks are going to go wild for this. I'm going to go see it opening weekend. I don't know if, I feel like my friends are a good barometer for if like they're interested in seeing a movie. Like even if a movie sounds cool and I think they 100% would be interested in seeing it. If like a movie like Caught Stealing, that movie tanked, none of my friends had any interest in seeing. I'm trying to think of a movie that they did have seeing. And I'm putting a lot of weight on these folks. I don't know. They all saw the new Spider-Man. I don't think none of them were really into Superman. That made like 500 million. None of them are into these Marvel movies. I don't know why I even brought that up. I just wanted to prove that I have friends. I definitely do. But yeah, I think that there is a world. I think I've said this like 4 times, where if the quality's not there, it'll just fall off a cliff. And this Avengers Secret Wars, which comes out the year after, they're just going to bring back even more characters. So I think that's just going to make more money no matter what. But like I said, December 18th, or when Avengers Secret Wars made its last dollar, who is going to be standing there when all the dust is settled? Is Chris Evans still going to be there? Does he not have any shame? Is Robert Downey Jr. not going to be there? Was the whole Oscar campaign a lie? Is Chris Hemsworth going to be there? Didn't he say he said he's going to take a step away from acting, I thought. But is he going to do more Thor movies? I think the rumor is he's going to die. They're going to bring back Jeremy Renner. Like, when does it end? I don't know. I feel like this bubble has to burst. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that, I guess. Like and subscribe.